What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag. Miss Boosh Bag to you. Alright, so nobody gave me no info on the ATL Little Women reunion, but I did finally see that it was on demand, so I watched it. So it's late, but oh well. Okay, so it starts off with them showing clips of all of the stuff that happened throughout the season. And Emily is like, yeah, it's kind of hard to watch because, you know, when you're living in the moment, you're living in it, you're doing it. But when you look back on it, it don't even seem like it's real. Like, it seemed like he was acting crazy as hell, or, you know, some things are embarrassing, especially any of the more hurtful things that people don't really like to talk about or deal with, to see it, relive it. Hard to do. So all the girls seem to agree. They got a little emotional about it up there. And the girls that are there are the twins, the Cheeks, Minnie, and Money. Yeah. Tara is the instigator. I don't know, the person in the middle that's supposed to ask the questions and keep the peace. But you know how Tara is, because if you don't know how Tara is, go over and look at my Little Women LA recaps, because she is a goddamn mess. So she likes to keep up a lot of mess. But she starts off talking to Minnie about her father. So Minnie, it goes from her not knowing her father and talking to her mother about how hard it is and how bad she really want to know him, to the episode where her father has agreed to take the DNA test, to the ass end of it where she got the results for the DNA test and she called them to tell him, and he like, yeah, I'm gonna need to see that, and not no copy. I need the hard copy. I need the actual paper that says that I'm your father. So, and her bursting into tears because he still obviously don't want to be her goddamn father. Basically, yeah, now he does know. He's seen the hard copy and he still don't give a damn. He don't want to be her father. She said he's still very distant. He's still pushing her away. He don't call her. Sometimes he don't even contact her back when she contacts him. But she would be open to a relationship because she feels like she's putting a lot of pressure on her mother, because her mother could teach her how to be a woman, but she thinks that she has been in bad relationships because she don't have no father or nobody to teach her the right way to do. But I mean, that is true to an extent, but there are lots of people who don't have fathers in their lives and they are, you know, thriving or in regular good relationships. So I don't know if that's actually a thing to be worried about. Perhaps maybe find a good father figure, or I don't know, the preacher guy at church, a teacher, just some man that is not a sick ass pervert, not a molester or nothing, but a older man who genuinely cares about you and is father figure-y, you know what I mean? So yeah, that could happen, but she obviously don't have that. All right, so then they start talking about the rivalry between the Cheeks and the twins. So I thought that the season ended with them being friendly, but then they seem to have a little bit of attitude with each other up on the stage, right? So basically, the way that Emily explained it was they met the Cheeks. They thought that they were really cute. And then they were trying to put them on, like, come out to the club, come do this, go dance, go. And the twins were really shy and not really about it or whatever. But they were like feeding them confidence, like gassing their heads up so that they would be able to go out and do it. And then they think that the Cheeks the twins kind of gave them their ass to kiss, like after they started to get popular, because they told them, you're going to get popular because you're real cute and you're twins. So they feel slighted in some sort of way that the twins kind of came and used them. Well, you know, that they gave them all of this exuberant energy, and they felt all good about themselves and confidence and everything, and then they just kind of were like, well, we don't need y'all bitches no more, because now they confident. Let me say, oh, well, the Cheeks were like, well, you didn't make us, like, we made you dance. I made you dance. Like, you didn't make me dance. You told me I should dance and whatever. And I started dancing. So they didn't really have a comeback for that. So I'm going to assume that what Emily and Bree are saying is true, is that they got the twins started. So the twins were just some cute girls that they knew, and they were little people too, and they just tried to kind of help them. And then, you know, got mad because maybe the twins didn't need them anymore. But I mean, such is life. You know, everybody can't need you forever. I mean, once you show somebody how to do something, if you give, well, what is the damn saying? Because I don't want to say it because it's going to be wrong as hell. But it's some shit about giving somebody some fish and whatever they could eat for the day. But if you teach them how to fish, they could eat for a lifetime. Like, yeah, you taught them how to do the club thing. Now you don't have to coddle them no more. They on their own. They can do their own shit. They don't need you. And I mean, I'm sure they thanked you back when you were coddling them. But do they got to thank you for the rest of their life? I mean, get over yourself. Okay, so they're like, well, who started the rivalry in the first place? And I think it's Andrea, the little twin. She was like, well, Emily got such a big mouth, so I know what's she gonna say. She's gonna try to blame it on us. But they're like, no, it's not us. Like, they started the damn rivalry. So they start talking about the Cheeks were like, well, Emily is doing the mass majority of the talking. And she's like, well, I don't have no rivalry with them. She was like, you know, I basically started this, or me and Bree, the Cheeks, we started this, and we brought them along. So we were already booking our own things. So once we book something, and then you come to the same club as us and whatever, she's kind of saying that they're competition, but trying to act like they're not really any type of competition. Because like I said, it should not matter the size of the person that works there. When I go to a job, I do not get mad that there are other normal sized people there and be like, oh, I'm supposed to be the only regular sized person. But why you gotta be the only little person there? Like, it's gimmicky and you already know it. But yeah, so they're saying that they created their own brand, so they don't really have to be jealous of nobody because they're able to book themselves and move about in the industry because they already know what they're doing, whereas they were trying to help them because they didn't know anything. So it's whatever. Then they get to the fight at the Boogaloo. So the twins are talking. They were like, well, yeah, I hit her because she was talking junk and whatever. And the other one was like, well, if somebody's getting on my sister, then whatever, I'm gonna jump in. Period. So Emily's like, well, I was gonna let them jump on Bree since she was basically fighting for me. But once again, we already know Emily started the goddamn fight in the first place, talking all of that shit. Well, they were both talking shit, acting, trying to treat the twins like they was peasants because the boss asked them to wait on tables, and they were like, well, we don't wait tables. We're just so classy sitting here at the bar. Like, shut the fuck up. So yeah, they started that shit and the twins finished it. So it was not really, but the twin that was arguing with Emily was like, well, I did talk a lot of shit, and then I stepped back and I said, nobody better not touch me. So then Bree is like, don't nobody touch me, and the twin was arguing with her, whatever, and got in her face, and they started fighting. And then the other one was maybe going towards her sister, and Emily must have grabbed her, so she grabbed her too. It's like, so you're just gonna hit anybody who try to hit you? She was like, yeah, you hit somebody, you get hit back. So you're gonna hit anybody, no matter what. I'm gonna hit somebody. And Emily was like, well, that's a good way to get killed, being a little person. You can't just be fighting people because they hit you or you upset or whatever. But they just gave her the stank eye. Like, whatever, bitch. You ain't killing nobody. You ain't killing nobody. Then it's Juicy, Minnie, and Money. Okay, it goes to the whole Minnie and the lie about Pastor Troy and all of the shit that Juicy was doing, and then how it culminated, that's right, I said it, into the big fight with Juicy and Money at the end, and then the fight with Money and Minnie that was ongoing until they finally made up. So essentially she was like, well, you started with this one little lie that escalated into this really big thing that went on throughout the whole goddamn season. And of course it really did. So it had Miss Juicy little raggedy ass all up and through there. And they were like, okay, so you started this lie, but did you ever actually go with him? Because there's stuff in the tabloids right now, especially TMZ announced that you are pregnant with Pastor Troy's baby. And the way that they're saying is that, you know, what TMZ said, which they didn't say on the show, but I did read the article, that it is his baby, but they don't really want the baby to be like on the show or like a part of the script or nothing like that. So they were just pretending that she was lying, which doesn't make any sense, because then it means all of this is fake, and the fighting was fake, and the crying, and the anger that they still all mad at each other and don't trust each other. So I'm like, I don't really know what the hell is going on, because none of it don't seem to make no sense. So Minnie said that basically when it all first started with the lie, she actually asked Pastor Troy to go along with the lie, right? So they were friends. They were, you know, they do know each other and all of that stuff. So the shit that Juicy was talking is kind of some bullshit. So she does know him and all of that stuff. And she wanted him to go along with it so she wouldn't seem all stupid or whatever. But I guess he said no. So she had to just come clean or whatever at some goddamn point. The whole shit is still, I don't know what the hell going on. Okay. So they asked me, are you pregnant? We hear you pregnant, you know, obviously the TMZ shit. Is you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? So she's kind of going all around in all kind of circles. But yes, she is pregnant. And they're like, well, is it his? And she like, basically, mind your business, that type of shit. And they were like, well, I mean, is it his? Like, whose is it? So they can't get a straight answer from her. And then they were like, well, Money, y'all supposed to be friends again now, right? So how do you feel about, you know, finding out about her being pregnant on TMZ? Like, did she call and tell you that she was pregnant? And she's like, no, I didn't know. You know, basically, I guess they was all trying to reach out to her. So the Cheeks said that they were calling her. The Tiny Twins are like, we were calling her. Like, everybody's trying to contact her when they see it, and she won't respond to anybody. So they're like, well, damn, you know, we supposed to be your friends. Like, we supposed to be girls, and we, you know, got this pact and this love for each other. We doing this show together, and something big like having a baby happens. And it's very confusing because you said that this thing was a lie, but now it's the truth. Like, everybody's confused, and you just gonna ignore us. You're not letting us in. Let us into everything else, your personal business with your dad and everything, but now you're being all secretive, and everybody kind of had a little bit of a fucking attitude about that. So Tara keeps on pushing her because she was like, well, no, well, and you could say this, or I don't even fucking know the bullshit that she was saying to try to talk around what the fuck she was supposed to be talking about. But Tara's like, I didn't come here for no maybes. I need a yes or no answer. She's like, is it Pastor Troy's baby? And she's like, yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so they were like, okay, so if it's Pastor Troy's baby, that means that y'all was doing it. So is you single, or do you go with him? Once again, she being all roundabout and shit, but yes, she is still single. She was like, well, you don't see no ring on my finger. You don't see no rings on my finger. So yeah, that means that I'm still single. So they're like, whatever. Okay. Then, big fat red meatball, Miss Juicy ass got to come out there, and her little meatball ass got on a crown. So I think it was Emily like, why you got on a crown? Like I'm for a princess. Like, no, the queen of Atlanta. Oh, I cannot believe that she continues with this nonsensical title that she has given herself. Can't stand her. Can't stand ya. Okay? So she's talking all that shit. The live, she pregnant, the dildo or something, and she was like, yeah, well, how you get pregnant with a dildo? Minnie is not feeling what do you call it anymore. And she's like, well, you don't know. She was like, you don't go with him. Y'all did not have no sex. She was like, you don't know. You was not in the bedroom with us. She was like, you know what? Because she's like, well, you don't feel like you need to explain yourself to you? Like, I don't need to explain shit to her. You need to mind your fucking business. Why are you always fucking talking about me? Why don't you have nothing else to do with your life? Nothing else to talk about other than fucking bothering me? So, she's like, I don't need to talk about you. I don't give a damn about you. She's like, you obviously do. Because you concern yourself with my life on a constant basis. My name is always in your mouth. Get a damn life, basically. And she was like, get a life? I mean, you the one trying to be me. You trying to be like me. She's like, ain't nobody trying to be like your motherfucker. Look at me and look at you. She was like, well, I can't help but see you. So I don't know if that was a fat joke. I don't know if fat people are supposed to do fat jokes against other fat people, because that's rude and inconsistent, you know, because you kind of making fun of yourself, meatball. Meatballs. Okay. She was like, I just want her to be herself. Because they're like, have you guys always had this rivalry? No, we were friends, we were good, but, you know, she keep lying. You could just be the person that you are. You do not have to go through all of this lying and all of this and all of that. And Minnie is just like, whatever. So she was like, well, prove it. And she pulled out a pea stick, and Emily is like, oh my God, not another motherfucking pea stick in this bitch, right? So she was like, do it. And she was like, you can take that pregnancy test and shove it up your ass, because I don't have to prove shit to you. And she's like, well, I'm not the one that needs something shoved up nowhere, and just all kind of dumb ass nonsense. So then it goes into a montage of all of the dumbass, ignorant, ghetto, ridiculous, overly pompous things that Miss Juicy has said throughout the damn season. So I'm the queen of Atlanta. She's a liar. That's a lie. I hate her face when she say that sentence in that episode. That's a lie. Shut your ass up. And all of the shade that she threw. So at the end of the montage, Money is crying, because they're like, well, Money, how do you feel about what happened to you as a part of this lie that Minnie told? And she started crying, and she was like, well, it just get me real upset, because I'm supposed to be her best friend, and as her best friend, I shouldn't even be put in a situation where I don't know exactly what the hell is going on. So she's still hurt behind that thing. She was like, and something really bad could have happened between me and Miss Juicy. Like, I threw a drink on her. Like, what if the glass could have slipped, or she could have threw a drink or a glass back at me? I could have got cut. Somebody could have got hurt. It could have went a lot worse than it actually did, and it was all for a lie. So she, you know, still having maybe some trust sort of issues, and especially since Minnie didn't call her to let her know that she was pregnant. So she just don't really know, like, what the fuck is up with the whole thing. But Juicy was like talking to her. She was like, well, I understand what you did, basically, because I probably would have did the same thing. She was feeding you lies. She was telling you something, and you believed it, and you wanted to protect your friend, and, you know, that's all good. So I was mad at first because you messed up my hair, but I got over it because I understood, you know, your whole little point of view or whatever. But see, even in Juicy's little apology or whatever, when the girl went over to her house, when Minnie went over to her house to apologize or whatever the hell, and she was like, I can see why you want to be like me. Hey, he used to be a Miss Juicy, or everybody want to be a piece of Miss Juicy, or just whatever the fuck the ignorant shit was that she said at the end. Like, I could not be friends with this fucking woman. And I would have, even if I was apologizing, I would have just walked out. Like, you know what? It's not worth it. Pretend that all the apology that I had said, that I took it back or I didn't say it. And let's just don't be friends. Let's don't. Drained. Okay, so she was like, so what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in 9 months? She was like, what the fuck you think gonna happen in 9 months? I'm gonna have a baby. She was like, you ain't gonna have no baby. It ain't gonna be. She was like, well, you can come to the damn, to the delivery room and hold my legs open if you just need to know that fucking bad all about me having a baby and the father and all of that shit, right? So then they pull out the woodwork, Pastor punk ass Troy. He should have came forward a long time ago as far as I'm goddamn concerned, but whatever. So he's on the show. Emily's like, now we gonna get some damn answers. Wrong. Okay, so he says, oh, were you guys dating? He's like, well, we wasn't dating, but she still, you know, holds a higher position in my life than just, you know, that average motherfucker. So yeah, she ain't just some girl. Like, she's a girl that I hold in a little higher regard than other women. Okay, so I guess that's kind of nice if you're into feeling slightly higher than other people. That's your bag. What? All right. But they were like, so have you been having sex? Do you have sex with her? Did she pregnant by you? Like, he's like, well, I'll kiss and tell. I won't put her business in the street. So he went on like that for like every fucking question they asked him. Like, I can't kiss and tell. I can't put her business out there. I don't want to put her on blast like that or whatever. Did you do it to her? Did you not use a condom? Have I been to the mini market? Yeah, all of that, sir. Whatever. So they were like, so, I mean, is it your baby? He was like, well, we gonna have to see if it's your baby. So Emily's like, so if there's a possibility of it being your baby, that means that you have been sleeping with her without a condom. Because that's how I got pregnant, because that's where babies come from. So will you admit it? Will you say, yeah, I'm not gonna put her business in the street? So we gotta see if it's his baby. But if, of course, if he thinks there's a possibility of it being his baby, then yes, they have been hooking up. They have been doing it. And she is not quite the stalker that we had all been led to believe, right? Okay, so, but then he did throw some shade in. And he's like, well, we got to see, because I ain't the only rapper she been with. And they're like, what? What? Yes, the shade. Okay, so Tara, I think it was Tara asked Minnie, like, why be messing around with a guy who doesn't even have the common decency to claim you or your baby? He won't own up to your baby. He won't be like, yeah, that's my baby. And Money and he was like, well, it's cool, because what? Money's like, no, she's pregnant. This is, you talking about you gonna wait to see, like, this is her first baby. You need to be making it a more special motherfucking occasion for her. You didn't ask if she needed anything. No, did she want some water? Even when you came up here, he like, she alright. I mean, she ain't my girl. She was like, you didn't ask if she wanted some water. She really wanted him to ask her if she wanted some motherfucking water. So I get what she's saying. She's saying that he should be taking a more active interest in the baby, because that, you know, she ain't really going for that bullshit with him talking about he ain't the only rapper she been messing with, like she like a fucking video vixen, fucking rapper hoochie type chick or some shit. Like like, no, don't fucking put her on blast. Don't try to make her seem like that kind of person. And this being her very first child, and you know that you're the motherfucking father, you need to be doing the right thing, and fuck all that talking about you gonna be nice to her later on with the baby born. Oh, you're already being nice because she's on a higher level, but she still can't get no motherfucking water. So, yeah, Money is not here for it. So she's still sticking up for Minnie, which is still a cool thing. You know, just don't be fighting. Don't be fighting. Okay, so then they go on to the girls' relationship. So it first shows, like, Emily and Lantel when he dissed her and she was crying and had to kick him out, and I still hate him for that situation. Then it was like Bree and Wuda, Chris and Andrea. They never showed the other one, Amanda and giant fat white boy. I don't know what the fuck his name is. I don't know her boyfriend at all. And who the fuck else is on the show? Oh, Marlon and Money, and whatever. So, they were like, well, what's up with Emily's baby? And she was like, oh, he's gonna be whatever Lantel's name is, Junior. Yeah, so it's gonna be a boy, it's gonna be regular size and blah blah blah. And she's like, well, that's gonna be good because I got, you know, LJ or some shit, the initials. And they were like, who else got initials? So Andrea's like, me. She's so happy to fucking have some dumbass man's initials on her body. Find out that Bree is still fucking with Wuda, even though she was supposed to have kicked him out or whatever. But they're trying to work on some things, and I'm sure by them, I mean, it's just really her, because I just don't imagine that he is being helpful or has changed his goddamn tune, unless he had to go and find somewhere to live real quick and realize that it's hard, and perhaps he need to suck it the hell on up. And you already live with your baby mother and your baby, but you want to be cheating and making her feel bad, so now you got to move out, and now you ain't got no money, and you cheap as hell, so now you got to move in, so now you got to be somebody's boyfriend. For real, for real. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm interested to see it when and if it ever freaking happens. You know what I mean? Okay, so then they started talking about Andrea with Chris, the one of the tiny twin that got the baby, and how fucked up it was that he was not there when she was pregnant. He wasn't around when the baby got sick. None of that shit. He's a fucked up ass father. And they're like, well, is he even seeming like more fatherly now? She's like, no. Then she's like, oh, well, I got some news. And like, what's the news? I'm pregnant. We're expecting. I'm like, okay. Everything was going nice, but you just put a nasty taste in my mouth with that again. I cannot begin to truly express my deep desire to beat her for that and just have somebody shank him repeatedly. I do not like Chris. Chris is a fucking loser. So she's saying that he's not a father to their kid that they already have, and he has been a horrible father. And let me not even get started on his provider skills. He's a horrible boyfriend. So the sister's like, yeah, he was cheating. Like, what do you think made him not be around? Like, I think it was other women. He was cheating, blah, blah, blah. Oh, his mother said that he's probably just not ready yet. Like, how the fuck do you have a baby and you're not ready? Oh, and I'm sorry, you're pregnant again? So I'm not ready to be a father, even though I am a father. So let me go have more kids that I'm not ready for. Did that make sense? Why is she having sex with him? Why is she with him? And then why are you sleeping with a person who you already have a baby with that don't take care of your baby? And then you're going to have more babies with a person who doesn't take care of their babies. And then get a tattoo. Well, I don't know what the hell a tattoo is, but you're going to get a tattoo of his name on your body and have children. Additional children without a father, with a father. So you're with the guy, but he's cheating on you and not providing for you at all, doesn't have a job, so you're taking care of him and the baby. This situation sucks and I hate it. I hate it. I hate him. She's so dumb. She's so dumb. Okay. Well, they were like, well, is he at least being there for the new baby or helping in any kind of way? I live near the police station and I'm not going to keep on stopping for the sirens. All right, so she was like, yeah, he's being really, really good. He cooks for her and this and this and that. And he's been going to the sonograms and he's really excited about the new baby. So we're going to see about Mr. Chris in the future and how the hell he going to handle this second pregnancy. Because I think that if he handles the second child well, then hello, go get your fucking baby from your mother and take care of your other goddamn kid. You know, the one that you already had that you aren't taken care of and obviously not really excited. So Andrea thinks that she's having a girl and she thinks that the baby is probably going to be normal size. So he might just be lulling on this baby because he thinks it's going to be regular size. But I don't know. Then they showed a bunch of unseen clips. I guess stuff that got cut on the cutting room floor. It was cute. It was whatever. And they were like, okay, so like you guys have always been saying throughout the whole season, little people, y'all can't be fighting and all that shit. Y'all got to stick together because it's not a lot of people. Like, do y'all still feel like y'all got to stick together? And they're like, yeah, we all got to stick together. So it basically seemed to be coming to a nice little head at the end. They asked Minnie if was she looking forward to, you know, in the new season or whatever. And she was like, well, she's looking forward to getting closer with Money because she's obviously drawing a wedge between her and Money, not just with the lie, but also with the confusion going on with the baby. Because when Juicy was out there and Juicy was asking her to take the test and all of this, Money was like, well, look, she said she ain't gonna lie to me never again, no more. So I'm just gonna, whatever she's saying, I'm gonna believe it to be the truth because she ain't gonna lie to me no more. She was like, so let me just ask you, are you pregnant? She was like, yes, I'm pregnant. Pastor Troy's baby, yes. Well, there it is. Then she pregnant with Pastor Troy's baby. So that's how it's going to be. So Money is back on her side, you know, trying to be believing in her. And she's like, she's going to help, you know, build up that friendship with Money again. And also include the girls because she shut them out when they were all trying to contact her. When they heard about her being pregnant through the news. And, you know, she didn't mean to really diss everybody and be like, fuck y'all, stay out my business. But yeah, so yeah, there's that. And then the big announcement was that, of course, the show is getting picked up for another season, which I think I already said before. Obvious, duh, because it was such a good damn show. Now, I don't know how it's going to be in the next goddamn season with Emily with a new baby and Andrea with a baby and Minnie with a baby, or they might still be pregnant. I don't know if they're going to be pregnant or the baby's going to be newborns, but it's going to be a whole bunch of crying and hollering and everything going on in the next season. I'm sure of it, unless everybody send their kids to be with their mother. I'm sorry, I can't take care of the kid. I'm very busy twerking over here. So I don't know what's going to be going on with that. But that is the end of that episode, right? And nobody even fought, so that was good. So that's it. Hope y'all enjoyed this recap, even though it's late. So what? If you didn't see it, then you can see the recap now. Okay, and if you did see it, then so what? Watch this recap now. Watch the recap whether you saw it or not, okay? And let me know what you think about what I said down in the comments. And until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos.